Have you ever been to a place so blessed that, as you pass by it, your heart races, your faith grows stronger and your eyes fill with hope? Well, that is exactly what many people experience when they visit the small central square of a small town, where a simple fountain has been the scene of moving accounts of true miracles attributed to the intercession of Our Lady. With each step of the procession that passes the bandstand, the candles lit in devotion and the songs that echo through the cobblestone streets, the expectation grows that something great might happen. And there are many who swear that, when they approach this fountain, delicately touch the crystal-clear water and raise a sincere prayer, they receive graces that seemed impossible. It sounds like a story from a movie, but for the devotees who gather there, the presence of Our Lady is palpable, almost as if she were extending her maternal hand to welcome each of their requests. And speaking of requests, before we move on with this story full of faith, I would like to invite you to leave in the comments the names of people, friends or relatives who need prayer, because we will unite all these intentions to the main rosary, trusting that Our Lady will hear our pleas and intercede for each one of them. Since the rumors of miracles began to spread, local residents and visitors from neighboring regions have been constantly gathering in the square. Some arrive laden with promises, bringing flowers, colored candles and notes written with tears and pleas. Others, moved by pure curiosity, want to understand what makes that piece of land so special. It is impressive to witness the way in which faith manifests itself. Moved faces, teary eyes and words full of gratitude before that simple fountain, but which for many has become a true open-air sanctuary. They say that at a certain point in the procession, people kneel down to say their most intimate prayers, placing their fears, pains and hopes there, and then emerge with a comforting tranquility, as if the Mother of Jesus herself had welcomed them into her arms. For those who live in the city, the fountain has always been there, gently flowing with its clear water, surrounded by old benches and leafy trees that provide shade for the faithful. However, it was only when some pilgrims shared their testimonies of graces received on social media that the place became an obligatory route of faith and devotion. One couple, for example, says that they had been struggling for years to overcome a serious illness that affected their husband. With no prospects and after many trips to and from hospitals, they decided to devote themselves to prayer and, one Sunday afternoon, took part in the procession that passed by the fountain. According to them, the feeling of peace was so intense that they left feeling renewed, and in less than a month, they received news of a miracle. Their husband had been cured, to the astonishment of the doctors themselves. The people, enchanted by these reports, began to organize night vigils, pray the rosary and, above all, the procession that is repeated on special dates dedicated to Our Lady. Entire families gather very early, bringing images and rosaries, in a moving demonstration of unity. As they walk through the quiet streets, the bell of the main church tolls in a rhythm that seems to guide each step of the devotees. When finally the group approaches the fountain, the chorus of voices becomes even more intense. Some claim to smell a soft aroma of roses, which reinforces the feeling that they are truly before a manifestation of God's power, through the intercession of the Blessed Mother. The candles flicker, the water reflects that glow, and, for many, all of this is confirmation that miracles still happen every day. We just need to have an open heart to believe. Some say that such fervor is an exaggeration, but those who have witnessed great changes in their lives do not doubt for a second what they saw and felt. A young man who was facing debts and severe family problems says that he found the strength to start over in the procession and in the prayers before the fountain. He says that, at the height of despair, he decided to give his faith one last vote of confidence, kneeling at the edge of the fountain, begging for a grace that, to human eyes, seemed impossible. In less than a week, He got a new job and managed, little by little, to balance his finances, while harmony returned to his home. And so, each testimony creates a chain of faith that grows stronger with each procession, each rosary prayed, each water touched with devotion and hope. The most exciting thing of all is to realize that these are not just physical or financial miracles. Many people report having found there, in front of that small fountain, the inner healing of old traumas, reconciliation with distant relatives, and the rebirth of a faith that had been dormant for years. It is as if the procession and the supplications to Our Lady served as a path for each person to find not only the answer to what they were asking for, but mainly the peace of mind to face the difficulties of everyday life. And at this point, it becomes clear that the true miracle is not simply the problem being solved, but rather the transformation of the heart, the renewal of hope, the certainty that we are not alone in our battles. The improvised sanctuary in the square, where people leave notes, requests, and thanks, has become a reflection of the popular faith that vibrates in that region. A mural full of intentions has formed near the fountain. Colorful cards, photos of loved ones, names written on paper yellowed by time. Each item tells a story. Each prayer represents an important chapter in the life of someone seeking Our Lady's intercession. The most beautiful thing is that, when a grace is granted, many people return to give thanks and even to help those who are still waiting for a miracle. Thus, a large family of devotees is formed, united by the desire to see their dreams come true and to witness that, when one believes with all their heart, the answer arrives at the right time, like a divine gift. As the months passed, the city saw an increase in the number of visitors, which, in a way, also boosted religious tourism. The processions began to take place at different times to accommodate so many people. Children, young people, adults, and the elderly mingle amidst an atmosphere of pilgrimage. The fountain, previously so discreet, gains a special glow with each prayer that is said, with each tear that is shed, and with each smile of hope that appears. And between songs and prayers, each devotee feels part of something greater, as if they were all united by the hands of Our Lady, who, according to local belief, welcomes with maternal love each sincere request. These scenes alone are enough to make even the most skeptical observer shudder and move them. In our daily lives, we don't always have a miraculous source within our reach, but what we can learn from these stories is that faith, when cultivated, fed by daily prayers and acts of kindness, can transform our way of looking at life. We can bring these teachings into our routine, dedicating a few minutes to pray, talking to God, thanking Him for our achievements and asking for strength to overcome challenges. It is also essential to practice forgiveness, seek inner peace and open ourselves to continuous conversion, because each gesture of love is like a small drop of crystal clear water that can quench the thirst for hope of someone around us. And if you felt in your heart the desire to intercede for someone, leave in the comments the name of the people who need prayer so that we can join all of these names in our main prayer with a rosary. Now I want to know from you, what did you think of this story? Do you believe that miracles can happen in the simplest of places, as long as there is genuine faith and sincere devotion? Share your opinion here in the comments. Your story can help other people nurture their own hope. And if this content touched you in any way, take the opportunity to like this video and subscribe to the channel, as we will have more inspiring stories like this, full of faith, devotion, and teachings that can illuminate our path. May Our Lady intercede for all of us, and may we, each day, renew our hope in this God who works wonders among us.